In a shocking and disturbing turn of events, the tranquility of a quiet Sunday afternoon was shattered at the Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach, Florida. A man, armed with an AK-47 style assault rifle, infiltrated the prestigious grounds, intent on carrying out an unspeakable act. This wasn't just any armed intruder. This was Ryan Wesley Routh, a 58-year-old man with a troubled past and a history of violence. His target, none other than former U.S. President Donald Trump. The attack, which unfolded with chilling precision, marks the second attempt on Trump's life in the last 2 months. The Secret Service, always one step ahead, spotted the muzzle of Routh's weapon peeking out from the bushes, just 500 yards from the former president. In that moment, time seemed to stop. The familiar sounds of a peaceful golf game were replaced by gunfire, as Secret Service agents sprang into action, opening fire and engaging in a chase that would ultimately lead to Routh's capture. The suspect had planned meticulously, even bringing along a GoPro camera, perhaps to document what he believed would be his moment of infamy. But who is this man, and how did he reach such a dark point? Ryan Wesley Routh wasn't always the figure at the center of this horrifying event. His life tells a complex, tragic story, one that spans decades and leads from the blue-collar streets of North Carolina to the war-torn battlefields of Ukraine. Once a construction worker, Routh's life took a dramatic turn when he became involved in political activism, particularly focusing on the war between Russia and Ukraine. His social media paints the picture of a man who was once a staunch supporter of Ukraine, voicing fierce opposition to Russian aggression. Routh even expressed his willingness to fight and die for the cause, stating, "I am willing to fly to Krakow and go to the border of Ukraine to volunteer and fight." For years, his activism centered around what he saw as a moral battle for freedom and democracy abroad. But somewhere along the way, that passion began to twist, leading him down a path of radicalization. However, his story doesn't end with foreign conflict. Routh's involvement in American politics became just as turbulent. In 2020, he was a supporter of Bernie Sanders, rallying behind progressive ideals and railing against the status quo. He was critical of Joe Biden, referring to him as Sleepy Joe on multiple occasions. But by 2023, Routh's frustrations had shifted to a new target, Donald Trump. What drove this shift from a man willing to fight for freedom abroad to someone who would attempt to take the life of a former U.S. president? Authorities are still piecing together the complex motivations behind this attack, but clues lie in his history of erratic and violent behavior. In 2002, Routh was involved in a dramatic standoff with law enforcement after barricading himself in a building with a fully automatic weapon. That event, more than 2 decades ago, foreshadowed the escalating danger that would ultimately lead to the attempted assassination on that fateful Sunday afternoon. The questions now are haunting. How did Routh know Trump would be at the golf course? The former president's appearance was unscheduled. Could this have been an inside job? Did someone within Trump's inner circle leak his whereabouts to the gunman? As conspiracy theories swirl, some point to the timing of recent financial activities, specifically the $11 million in put options purchased just days before the attack. These trades bet heavily on market turmoil, leading many to speculate that Routh's attack could have been orchestrated not just for political reasons, but for financial gain as well. The drama of that day didn't end when Routh was captured. After fleeing the scene in a black Nissan SUV, the suspect led law enforcement on a high-speed chase, weaving through traffic on Interstate 95. He crossed from Palm Beach County into Martin County, where he was eventually apprehended, but not before he had left behind a trail of chaos and fear. The AK-47 rifle, the GoPro, and a backpack filled with supplies were recovered near the fifth hole, where Routh had hidden in the bushes, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. As Routh sits in custody, the investigation into his motives deepens. Was this the act of a lone wolf, driven by personal grievances and a history of